165.3. That's not the number of Tim Hortons per square mile in Canada. It's actually the crime severity index of our #1 most dangerous city. Shocked? You should be. Join us as we break down the top 10 most dangerous cities in Canada, using cold, hard stats that'll make you think twice about your next trip up north. Number 10, Winnipeg, Manitoba, the heart of prairie crime. Hey everyone, welcome back to our countdown of Canada's most dangerous cities. Coming in at number 10, we've got Winnipeg, Manitoba. Now you might think of Winnipeg as this friendly prairie capital with awesome cultural festivals, but there's a darker side to this city that might surprise you. Winnipeg's dealing with some serious crime issues. We're talking a crime rate of 58.9 per 100,000 residents, with a big chunk of that being violent crime. Gangs, armed robberies, drug offenses, Winnipeg's got it all. And it's not just happening in sketchy areas anymore. People are seeing crimes go down in broad daylight, even in places like parks and bus stations. Some neighborhoods are really feeling the heat. Residents are stuck between rising violence and not enough resources to deal with it. It's a tough spot to be in, for sure. Now, the local police aren't sitting on their hands. They're working hard to make the community safer, but it's not an easy job. They're focusing on gang activity and trying to get to the root of the problem. So there you have it, Winnipeg, our number 10. But don't think we're done yet. We've got more cities to cover, and trust me, the crime rates only get crazier from here. Stay tuned for number 9. Number 9, Regina, Saskatchewan. Small city, big crime problems. Welcome to Regina, where looks can be deceiving. This capital of Saskatchewan might seem picture perfect with its beautiful parks and impressive legislature building, but it's got a dark side that's putting it on the map for all the wrong reasons. Let's talk numbers. Regina's crime severity index is a whopping 111.6, way higher than most Canadian cities. The crime rate? 7,988 per 100,000 people, up 3% from previous years. It's like the city can't shake off its crime problem. What's behind these shocking stats? It's a mix of issues. Drug-related crimes are a big part of it, spilling over into violent and property crimes. Theft and vandalism have become so common that residents are always on edge. These aren't just numbers on a page. They have real impacts on real people. Imagine always looking over your shoulder when you're out, or coming home to find your house broken into. That's life for many Regina residents these days. Economic challenges play a big role in this mess. High levels of poverty and unemployment are fueling the fire, creating a vicious cycle where crime and economic hardship feed off each other. But Regina's not taking this lying down. The city's implementing new strategies to fight back. They're focusing on community engagement and tackling the root causes of crime. They're also trying out innovative programs like mental health crisis teams to address issues before they escalate into criminal activity. So there you have it, Regina, our number 9. It's a city struggling with a serious crime problem, but also one that's actively working to turn things around. Only time will tell if these efforts will be enough to change Regina's reputation from a crime hotspot to a safe and thriving community. Number 8. Vancouver, BC. Beauty and the crime beast. Vancouver's got it all. Stunning mountains, beaches, and a skyline that'll make your jaw drop. But this West Coast wonderland is hiding a dark secret. It's one of Canada's crime hotspots. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's talk numbers. In 2022, Vancouver had 7,789 reported cases of theft from vehicles. That's over 21 thefts a day. And car theft? Vancouver's sitting pretty at the top of that list in Canada. Better keep those keys close, folks. Now about that drug problem. It's not just a little weed on the beach. The opioid crisis has hit Vancouver hard. In 2023, the city saw 519 overdose deaths. That's more than one person every day. It's fueling a lot of the crime here, too. The downtown east side is where a lot of this goes down. It's ground zero for homelessness, addiction, and crime in Vancouver. Walking through there is like stepping into a whole different world. But here's the kicker. Vancouver's prime location makes it a hotspot for organized crime and drug trafficking. We're talking sophisticated criminal networks moving serious weight. All this illegal activity? It's making life in this paradise a bit less, well, paradise-like. So there you have it, Vancouver, where you can ski, surf, and maybe lose your car all in one day. But don't worry, we're not done yet. Our next stop on this tour of Canada's crime capitals is going to show you that even small farming communities can pack a big criminal punch. Number 7. Abbotsford Mission, BC. From farmland to crimeland. Ever heard of a place where tractors and drug traffickers share the same roads? Welcome to Abbotsford Mission, where crime is growing faster than the crops. This Canadian farming community used to be all about rolling fields and red barns, but now it's dealing with some serious big city problems. Let's talk numbers for a second. Abbotsford Mission's crime severity index is at 107.6. That's a 23% jump in just 1 year. The overall crime rate? 6,725 per 100,000 people, up 15% from before. Not exactly the kind of growth farmers are hoping for. So what's behind this crime explosion? Gangs have decided farm country is perfect for their shady business. Local cops are seeing a big uptick in drug trafficking linked to organized crime. And it's not just drugs. Violent crimes and property theft are on the rise too. The police are trying to fight back with operations targeting gang activity, but it's an uphill battle. For every gang they bust, it seems like 2 more pop up. Locals are pretty upset, worried their peaceful community is turning into something they don't recognize. So there you have it. Abbotsford Mission, where small-town charm is getting pushed out by big-time crime. But hold on, because we're about to head east to Quebec. Ever wonder what happens when you mix French-Canadian culture with a surprisingly high crime rate? We're about to find out. Number 6. Chicoutimi, Quebec. The unexpected trouble in French Canada. We're heading to Chicoutimi, Quebec, where things aren't as picture-perfect as they seem. This French-Canadian city, known for its stunning landscapes, is facing some serious crime issues. Let's break it down. Chicoutimi's crime rates are on the rise, and we're not just talking about someone swiping your maple syrup. Property crimes and drug-related offenses are becoming a real problem. The city's seeing a surge in criminal activity that's got everyone from locals to officials pretty worried. So why is this happening in what should be a peaceful slice of Quebec? A big part of it comes down to money troubles. Chicoutimi's been hit hard by unemployment and poverty. When people can't make ends meet, some turn to less than legal ways to get by. It's a tough situation all around. The impact on the community? Pretty rough. Imagine living in a place where you're always looking over your shoulder. That's becoming reality for some folks in Chicoutimi. Residents are feeling uneasy in their own neighborhoods, and that's no way to live. But here's the thing, Chicoutimi isn't taking this lying down. They're trying some interesting approaches to tackle the problem. There's a big push for community engagement, working on building trust between cops and residents. They're also looking at the bigger picture, trying to address the root causes of crime instead of just slapping on a band-aid solution. Local officials are calling for more community support and smarter policing strategies. It's not just about putting more cops on the street. They're thinking outside the box here. So there you have it, Chicoutimi, where French-Canadian charm is dealing with some very uncharming crime stats. But hold on to your toques, folks, because we're about to head west to Alberta. Ever wonder what happens when you mix prairie towns with big drug problems? Stick around to find out. Number 5. Lethbridge, Alberta. Small city, big drug problem. We're heading to Lethbridge, Alberta, where a quiet farming community is facing some serious trouble. Lethbridge might not be a place you've heard of, but it's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. This small city in southern Alberta is dealing with a crime wave that's got everyone worried. Let's look at the numbers, and they're not pretty. Lethbridge reported 1,496 violent crimes last year. That's a lot for a city this size. The overall crime rate? It's sitting at 976 per 100,000 residents. That's seriously high, folks. So what's causing all this trouble? It's the opioid crisis. This drug problem has hit Lethbridge hard, leading to a big jump in assaults, robberies, and other violent crimes. Emergency services are swamped with overdose calls, struggling to keep up with the demand. But Lethbridge isn't giving up. The community is fighting back with some interesting strategies. They've set up safe consumption sites and are working on getting better access to addiction treatment. It's a start, but they've got a long way to go. One local shared a story about how this crisis has affected their family. It really shows how this isn't just about numbers. It's about real people dealing with real problems. So there you have it, Lethbridge, where the opioid crisis has turned things upside down. But don't go anywhere, because we're about to head east to Ontario, where our next city has some surprising issues of its own. Number 4. Thunder Bay, Ontario. The surprising crime capital of the North. We're looking at Thunder Bay, a remote city in northern Ontario that's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Thunder Bay is known for its stunning natural beauty, with towering cliffs overlooking Lake Superior and dense forests all around. But behind this picturesque facade lies a city grappling with some of the highest crime rates in Canada. So what's the deal with Thunder Bay? Well, it's a mix of factors. The city's isolation plays a role, with limited resources and opportunities sometimes leading to desperate situations. Poverty is a big issue in certain areas, pushing some folks to make bad choices. But here's where things get really concerning. Thunder Bay has a serious problem with hate crimes, especially against Indigenous communities. It's so bad that it's caught national attention. Indigenous leaders in the city have been speaking out, saying these crimes are just scratching the surface of the systemic issues their communities face. The local police are trying to tackle these problems, but they've got their work cut out for them. They've started some community policing programs to build better relationships with different groups in the city. There's also been a push for more culturally sensitive approaches, especially when working with Indigenous communities. Thunder Bay's crime stats paint a pretty grim picture. We're talking high rates of violent crime and property offenses that have residents on edge. It's a stark contrast to the peaceful wilderness surrounding the city. So there you have it, Thunder Bay, where natural beauty and crime stats collide in a way that's got everyone talking. But don't worry, we're not done with Canada yet. Next up, we're heading back to British Columbia to check out a valley town that's suddenly become a hotspot for criminal activity.
You won't want to miss it!
Number 3. Chilliwack, BC. From rural idle to crime hotspot. We're looking at Chilliwack, a place where picture postcard views and skyrocketing crime rates collide. This small farming community in the Fraser Valley has become one of Canada's most dangerous cities almost overnight. Chilliwack's crime severity index has shot up to 156.2, a 24% increase in just 1 year. That's higher than some major cities. The overall crime rate? 11,615 per 100,000 people, a 17% jump. These numbers represent a real shift in Chilliwack's day-to-day life. So what's behind this farm-to-felony transformation? Property crime is through the roof, with thefts and break-ins becoming all too common. The opioid crisis has hit Chilliwack hard, bringing a wave of related crimes. Chilliwack is growing fast, and the local police are struggling to keep up. They've started some community policing initiatives, but it's tough when you're dealing with this level of change. The locals are feeling it. One resident told me, "This isn't the Chilliwack I grew up in. We used to leave our doors unlocked." It's a common sentiment in a community watching their peaceful rural town transform. That's Chilliwack for you, where farm fields and crime scenes now sit side by side. But we're not done with British Columbia yet. Our next stop is another city where sports and crime are going head to head. Any guesses? We'll find out soon. Number 2, Kamloops, BC, the tournament capital of crime. We're talking about Kamloops, a city that's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Kamloops, once known as the tournament capital of Canada, is now topping a different kind of chart. Let's dive into the numbers. With a crime severity index of 165.3, Kamloops has the highest crime rate in Canada. We're talking about 13,016 incidents per 100,000 people. That's a lot of crime, folks. So what's causing all this trouble? Drug trafficking has become a major issue, turning parts of the city into a hotbed for criminal activity. Property crimes are also through the roof. It's gotten so bad that some locals are joking about installing security systems on their garden gnomes. All this crime is starting to mess with Kamloops' reputation as a tourist destination. Business owners are worried that visitors might choose to take their vacation dollars elsewhere. I mean, who wants to come for a soccer tournament and leave without their car? The city isn't taking this lying down, though. They're fighting back with new community initiatives aimed at improving safety. We're talking better street lighting, youth programs, the whole 9 yards. It's a start, but they've got a long way to go before they can reclaim their title as a sports paradise. So there you have it, Kamloops, where the biggest competition these days seems to be between the cops and the criminals. But hold on to your seats, folks, because we're about to reveal our number 1 most dangerous city in Canada. And trust me, it's going to surprise you. Number 1. Brampton, Ontario. The unexpected crime capital of Canada. Welcome to Brampton, Ontario. A place where suburban life and big city crime are colliding in unexpected ways. This diverse, rapidly growing suburb of Toronto is turning heads for all the wrong reasons, landing itself at the top of Canada's most dangerous cities list. Let's talk numbers. Brampton's crime rate stands at a staggering 54.9 per 100,000 residents, way higher than you'd expect for a city of its size. Car theft, home break-ins, and violent crimes are making headlines regularly, turning this seemingly quiet suburb into a crime hotspot. So what's behind this surge in criminal activity? Brampton's rapid expansion is a big part of the story. The city's been growing at breakneck speed, and local services are struggling to keep up. It's a perfect storm of population boom, socio-economic challenges, and stretched resources. This crime wave is hitting close to home for Brampton residents. Take the area around Sheridan College. What should be a peaceful center of learning has become a hotspot for theft and vandalism. Students are more worried about their belongings than their grades. Gang activity is another growing concern. Local law enforcement is seeing more gang-related incidents, turning some Brampton streets into battlegrounds for rival groups. Regular folks are feeling caught in the middle of this rising tension. But Brampton isn't taking this lying down. The city is trying out new strategies to fight back against crime. They're focusing on community policing initiatives, aiming to build stronger relationships between cops and residents. It's a start, but with crime rates still on the rise, Brampton's got a tough fight ahead. So there you have it, folks. We've taken a wild ride through Canada's most dangerous cities, and it probably wasn't what you expected. Economic challenges, substance abuse, and rapid growth can turn even picturesque places into crime hotspots. Understanding these issues is crucial. Cities across Canada are grappling with poverty, addiction, and limited resources. Without some serious changes, things could get worse before they get better. What's next for Canada's urban safety? Can communities turn things around? The answer might shape the future of Canada's cities. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if you learned something new today.